Hi guys, this is me, Real, your justice analyst, and today it's time to continue with our reaction and analysis video for the entries of the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. And today I'm happy to continue with one of the very early favorites of this upcoming Eurovision, and it's Belgium. Belgium has hosted a national selection called Eurosong this year. So if you don't know, Belgium basically every year changes the broadcaster who is responsible for the Eurovision participant selection. So one year it's a French-speaking one, and they usually do the close selection. And then the year after, it's always the Flemish-speaking one or Dutch-speaking one. And they quite often do very nice selections. So I still remember even 20 years ago, they had those huge selections with lots of semi-finals. So a lot of good entries. So I still treasure a lot of nice memories from those times. And this year in the Belgian selection, there was basically no other song which could stand even close to the winning one. The winner won with such a huge margin, both in the jury vote and in the televote. I would say my personal favorite from selection, apart from the winner, was probably Gel van Dial. I love the singer already, like 10 years ago and 15 years ago. She had so many good songs, and now I really love the direction she's going into. And this song really reminded me of Tattoo, but like in a very good way. I still found it quite original. I thought there was a cool concept behind, but unfortunately somehow the mix of the sound didn't really sound well, and the visuals were not so striking as, for example, the ones at the winning performance. So I can definitely understand why she was not the winner. But our winner was Red Sebastian. His real name is Seppe. He comes from a small coastal town in the north of Belgium, and he already became a big sensation in Belgium when he was just 14 years old, when he took part in Belgium Got Talent or something like that. I obviously have never seen this performance before, so I find it quite amusing how much he changed with time. But I mean, obviously here he was just a child, now he is a grown-up man. And this performance brought him into the final of Belgium Got Talent. He was not the winner, but he probably decided, okay, I'm predestined for the singing career. So after finishing school, he studied music in the conservatory in Ghent, I think. One of his inspirations and teachers was even Gustav, whom you all know. And you might be wondering what the Red Sebastian name actually means. So this is a reference to the Disney movie about the Little Mermaid. And she had this friend, this kind of crab called Sebastian, who was red and who was actually singing, I think, at some point of time as well. Probably it's a favorite movie of Seppe, and it's actually my favorite Disney movie, so I'm really loving this reference. But now let's take a look at the lyrics of his song Strobe Lights, which brought him the win in Eurosong in Belgium. The lyrics in general seem to be kind of abstract. Caught up in this maze, it's where I wanna stay. I'm getting lost in your eyes. Cotton candy haze floating up in space. So it seems like the lyrics are describing the situation when you fall in love with someone else, your mind just gets blurred by all the thinking about this person. You have a completely new feeling inside of you. You're not really sure how to deal with this. On one hand, it's this cotton candy feeling. On the other hand, you just feel kind of lost. So he feels like he went through this looking glass, and now he is exploring these bright new dimensions where the clocks never tick and where love is the ending. So basically he's just losing the track of time. He's fully consumed by this new feeling, by this new relationship. So it's really a feeling of this early passion, early love, when just the relationship is just starting. So it's quite interesting text, quite intriguing text, a lot of beautiful metaphors here. So I can't really find any hidden message in the song, but if I have missed something, definitely let me know down below in the comments. But now I just can't wait. Let's go and listen to this big favorite song. So for the first listen, I will go with a live performance, just trying to focus on the studio track, on the song itself, without being too much distracted by the visuals. And then let's talk about it. And afterwards, I will definitely take a look at the live performance at the Belgian national selection. Cotton candy haze. He has a really beautiful low voice. Now this kind of head voice, so very, very different sound immediately. Sounds a little bit repetitive in the beginning, I have to say, but it still gets you intrigued. This kind of rhythm which is getting more and more power is really nice. This transition from the chest voice to the head voice was spectacular. Ooh. Really, really good vocalist. It sounds so dark, so mysterious, but somehow cool as well. This melody in the background, it reminds me of something. I just can't figure out what exactly. It's getting really intense. It gives this kind of a rave feeling, doesn't it? Okay, the ending was maybe not that captivating, but really, really different type of song, not something what we usually see in Eurovision. So what was my impression of the studio track of the song? I have to say I didn't listen to the studio track before. I have watched live the Belgian national selection because I was just so curious to see what kind of stage they have built up there and so on. So without all those visuals on stage, it really has completely different impact. I would say it's not sounding as impactful as it was with all the live visuals, so I think it means they did a really, really nice staging for that song. But in general, the song is just kind of cool. It has this dark, mysterious, cool vibe, this rave vibe as well. It doesn't scream winning material for me so far. I'm not even sure that this is a material for top 10, maybe more like the end of top 10 or something like this. It reminds me a little bit of that Unforgettable entry last year by Sweden. Just Unforgettable was much more poppy, much more standard, less surprises, more like writing the song, following a good template. But I think definitely they have something similar in vibe. If Belgium can do better than Sweden did last year, which I think finished 9th in the final, or it will be ranked lower, it all depends on how the visuals will come together on stage. But now let's take a look at the visuals which they already had in the Belgian national selection, and I will take a look at the official Eurovision YouTube channel, because I think there maybe they have even polished some imperfections in the visuals, or maybe even polished the vocals a little bit. However, I remember them still being pretty good in that live performance. So now it's the second listen for Red, Sebastian and Strobe Lights. The visuals, these black and white colors are very effective. I think they are used a lot in Eurovision, especially in the recent years, and they're always very effective. It gives me a little bit of this Lithuania 2024 vibes, because they also were relying heavily on this red color. But the song was, of course, very different. Okay, here the vocal was a little bit shaky in the end of this phrase and missed a little bit of support, but he looks quite cool. His eyes are very striking. What he's wearing is definitely different and memorable. So yeah, so far really cool. Okay, also the endings of some phrases he can still polish for sure, but I mean, it's like first grand performance of the song, so he still has a lot of pre-parties, a lot of other performances in between in order to polish this, so I'm sure at the Eurovision stage it will be much better. So he's performing on some kind of big platform. He was really, really close to the ceiling. I was already wondering why he's so close to those background screens. I thought maybe it's just a very good zoom on camera. But yeah, he was literally next to the ceiling. A very interesting idea. But I'm curious if they will do something similar on Eurovision stage, because there obviously the ceiling is even much higher. Head voice, excellent, but I still had a feeling that he was lacking a little bit of support, also a little bit of power in his voice, but I still hope that this all can be solved. Excellent. Really, really nice to hit that note. In his voice, I feel like something is lacking. Also, some endings were really unpolished. As I said, still enough time to fix this and to have absolutely zero issues on Eurovision stage. I'm not sure if this cracking was there on purpose or not, but I think it's absolutely fine, sounds even cool. Yeah, again, some cracking in there, but as I said, it's perfectly fine. I think it even adds some additional spice to the song. So what a different entry from Belgium this year. I think last year Belgium was already bringing this kind of a little bit dark energy into the contest, so something with a similar vibe, however, of course, completely different execution. And I think last year the Belgian song was actually really good. It was also one of the top 10 contenders from the very beginning after its release. But the main problem and the main secret was how it will be performed live. And unfortunately, live performance was so far from all the expectations. It sounded so much different in comparison to the pre-recorded track. And here I think this is a very great strategy that Belgium now knows how Seppe or Red Sebastian can perform his song live. So I don't think we will have the same kind of fail as last year. But if we take a look at the Belgian history in the Eurovision semifinals and how the televoters were ranking this country, you can actually see that Belgium's placed 22nd out of 31 entries taking part in the semifinals this year in all the last 15 years. So really not a very impressive score. You can see how many non-qualifications they had in the recent years. Belgium had for some reason quite often placed 3, so they had it 4 times in the last 15 years, which is a lot. So maybe this year Red Sebastian can get the 3rd place for Belgium in the Eurovision semi-final. I will not be surprised if this will be the case. It could finish somewhere towards the end of the qualifiers, but I don't think that this year Belgium will miss qualifying. Taking a look at the running order where Belgium will perform in the Eurovision semi-final, you can see that Belgium has been selected to perform in the second half of the first semi-final, along the countries like Albania, Azerbaijan, Croatia, Cyprus, Netherlands, Norway, and San Marino. So actually a lot of kind of weak Eurovision countries. So the songs we of course don't know, so it's really hard to predict if Belgium will stand out or not. But based on that qualification ranking, theoretically Belgium should be a country which is not qualifying, but this year they brought such a strong song that they are definitely kicking someone out of this safe top 10. And now let's take a look at the Eurovision bookmaker odds, and you can see of course that Belgium is currently ranked 3rd. It was just a few days ago on place 1, so it's slowly falling, sitting behind Sweden and Israel, but actually the coefficients are very much similar, so Belgium is definitely still there, running for the winning Eurovision Song Contest 2025. I don't really think that this is a winning material. I'm not even sure that this is a top 5 material. However, the live performance on the big Eurovision stage might be so mesmerizing, so different and so captivating that I will change my mind. And if we talk about the potential staging, I'm pretty sure Belgium will keep these colors, this red with black and some white lights. I think it fits the song very well. It's a nice dark atmosphere, nice rave atmosphere as well. I'm not really sure what kind of interesting concepts they will bring. I think this kind of platform where he's elevated and then he goes down, it's really not so necessary. They might come up with some even more captivating and more original ideas, but in general I think this kind of color scheme is there. The costume can still be improved, and I'm really curious to see what will it be, because I'm pretty sure Belgium will take it very seriously this year. They obviously see the betting odds, and I'm sure they will fight for their chance to win. So this is what I think about this entry. I'm really rooting for Red Sebastian. I still think that maybe he's a little bit too early called the big favorite to win Eurovision. We still have to see what kind of ideas the Belgian production team will have behind this performance, but I'm definitely wishing him luck, and I think Belgium is deserving to have again some very good Eurovision result. Please let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about this entry? Do you think it might really fight for the win? Subscribe to my channel if you still haven't, and I will definitely see you in my next video very soon. Bye bye.